Today is the 18th of Cheshvan in the year 5783. We're going to talk about the image of God today. What does it mean? Tselem ha'elokim. This is brought down by Rabbi Chaim Volozhin. It's stated 2 times in the book of Bereshit that man was created in the image of God. Tselem ha'elokim, it's called. It's spelled Tzadik, Lamed, final mem, which means image or likeness. And we already know the secret of the final mem is referencing the 4 upper worlds. Now, Tselem is one of the most advanced concepts in Kabbalah. It needs to be understood properly. In this context, Tselem is not meant to be taken literally. Of course, there is no such thing as a picture of God, no image in the literal sense. But man and God share some sort of similarity or likeness. That's what it means in this context. It's important to know that the name that's used is Elokim. When we say name of God, we're talking about Elokim, which means that God is the all-powerful one, which is brought down to the Shulchan Aruch. God being all-powerful means that his characteristics are not like those of flesh or blood. For example, when a human being wants to create a wooden structure, let's say, he wants to create something, he takes wood that already exists in nature and he puts it together to create something. But he used something to create something else. That's called yesh meyesh. And if he lets go, it's still going to stay standing. God, on the other hand, who created all of the worlds, he sustains all of the worlds, which is called yesh, but he created them from something that was not physical, which is ein. So he created something from nothing. And that's the difference between a human being and God, is that a person cannot create something from nothing. So the creation is entirely dependent on Hashem. He constantly bestows and empowers the world with his light. Therefore, the creation was not a one-time act, after which the world was just left alone, like the person who created the wooden structure. We read it every morning in Shacharit. God constantly renews the act of creation, literally at each and every moment. If he were to remove his power for even a single moment, reality would immediately revert to an utter state of void and nothingness. It would cease to exist physically. To stretch our mind even further, it's brought down that the world is pulsating in and out of existence, again and again, every fraction of time, from yesh ein, yesh ein. For that reason, it refers to in Tehillim that God is the maker of the heavenly luminaries. It doesn't say that he made or he is the one who made the heavenly luminaries. He says maker, meaning present tense. God is actively, constantly renewing the world. That's what it means when we call God the all-powerful God. This constant recreation process is not discernible by the human eye. Most things aren't. But nevertheless, the supernal elements of fire, wind, water, air, they're constantly and continuously renewed in accordance with God's will. This means that every single moment is brand new. The characteristic of the day is not the same as the characteristic of the night. No consecutive day is similar to its previous day or the subsequent day. The moment that just passed was your first and final opportunity to experience that moment. The progression of time is inevitable. It doesn't wait around. Like the saying goes, time is like a ship on a merciless sea. Sounds a little bit dark, but ready or not, here I come. That's time. But time is really also mercy, because every single moment is an opportunity to grow, to correct your flaws, to strengthen your weaknesses, to return to God. There's an even better quote. Time flies, you be the pilot. It all depends on how you use your time. If you're alive and you're growing, then time is mercy. We want as much time as we can get. But if you don't believe there's a purpose and you find no meaning, then time is a prison. life is like a jail. You're just another inmate, stuck with the other 8 billion people in the prison cell. Like a victim. So when we say that man was created in the image of Elohim, and the Tselem HaElohim, it means that God handed the control over the spiritual worlds to us. We are needed, we're wanted, we're desired by God to uphold the creation. We're responsible, we were anointed to take care of each other, but also the animals, the vegetation, the nature, the entire earth. We're tasked with manifesting God's continuous act. It's not that we're creating, we're manifesting God's creation into the world. Next time we're going to talk about the significance of thought, the power of the human mind, right? Speech, but also action. And how we can either contribute toward the manifestation of the creation into the world, or the destruction. It all depends on whether the act is a positive act, or if it is a negative act. Everything is about good and bad, creation or destruction. There is no such thing as a neutral act. Sounds surprising because it seems like some things are done on autopilot mode, but really, anything that's not Leshem Shamayim, anything that's not for the sake of heaven, it has to be in one of the two categories. So, in regards to the thought, speech, and action, that's actually the acronym for a human being. Adam. Adam literally means complete man. But it stands for Aleph, Dalid, Mem. Avoda, Dibur, and Machshava, which is action, speech, and thoughts. The power of the mind, the power of speech, and the power of free will. I'll see you in the next video, and make sure you check the card that is going to describe in a little bit of detail the secret of the final mem, which not only exists in Adam, but it also exists in the word Tselem. That's why Adam was created in the Tselem HaElohim. That final mem contains all the secrets. I hope you have an amazing rest of your night, and I'll see you in the next video.